You see, I joined a brand new vanilla SMP with only one goal in mind, which is to be one of the richest in money. However, first things first, I came to spawn for the very first time. I immediately received my 2 free kits and also selected miner, farmer and hunter jobs, as I thought that they would be the easiest to make money with. Then I sprinted out of spawn with only $146, so I traveled across the ocean, which resulted in a village. I then claimed this small area and called it home. My first strategy was to do daily votes, which gave keys to open the vote crate so that I could get some good gear, but didn't really get what I wanted. I studied the farmer's job to see which farm would give the most money and saw $4.50 per mil, so I quickly made a cow farm and upgraded my rank through playtime. With $500, I then collected hay bales and lured nearby cattle and breed them. I also received $500 from my daily quest and scouted what the top 8 had and realized I got a long way to go. I decided to focus on farming. This gave me the motivation to terraform this area and patched up holes in order to make this the biggest potato farm on the server. I placed water at 9 blocks apart to maximize efficiency and cleared out the remaining pumpkins. I tilled the dirt with a hoe and used a ton of bone meal to produce enough potatoes to plant the whole area. After, I went into the deepest caves and started to level up my mining. I then got bored and stumbled upon a lava pool, which allowed me to make a speedrunner's nether portal. And lit the portal. I also got curious about the server's end portal, so I went to check that out. Luckily, the players on the server already defeated the dragon, and so I killed an enderman so that it would drop a ender pearl, and I teleported into an end gateway. With the thought of getting an elytra made me super excited. I decided to test my luck. And learned my lesson. So I walked into the players market and browsed to see if there's anything that I could buy or sell, only to realize that it is all just enchanting books. Ended with a current balance of 3,000. I started to make my enchantment table better, and then I realized that the server had custom enchantments called eco enchantments that contain enchantments such as bleed, blast mining, aura, hail mary. After doing my farming routine, I decided to explore and found a nearby village, and of course I looted it. Once I was done, at the corner of my eye, I saw a shipwreck, so I went and looted it as well. I also explored a player warp, but sadly couldn't use the enderman farm cause I'm poor. But it looked pretty nice. I decided to go into the Nether to find a Nether fortress, and although it took a while, I eventually found one and of course looted it, which comes at a cost. So I went back into the Nether to retrieve my items and continued, and eventually I got a wither skeleton head. I started my search for Soul Sand Valley because they have bone blocks, when suddenly someone wanted to give me free stuff. Once I saw him leave, I went back and got driven into the direction of a bastion. I asked the same person if they were willing to loot it for me. Once he was done, he TP'd. and I got a bunch of gold blocks. I went to continue on my search for bone blocks, and along the way I failed to save a piglin and finally found the Soul Sand Valley, which completed the hot tourist destination. Went back home and did my farming routine and ended at a balance of 3.8k. After spending hours on potato farming, I hit 11,000 and learnt my place. There's no way I die here, right? I stumbled onto a meadow in which, if you didn't know, it's a biome that contains flowers, and looking at the farmer job, each flower gives $2 per flower, which means I can earn $30 per patch. I found a spider dungeon along the way. I went to Players Market and found that a shop sells poisonous potatoes for 1,280 a stack. After ranking up to Squire, I had 23,000 and felt pretty confident in looting a Pillager's outpost. But didn't realize that I would have the bad omen effect. So I did what any normal Minecraft player would do and find a random village to loot and sacrifice it while I got away safely. I also went to check out the scrolls and had my first clue that said north, east, south, west. Which way do I go? Now wait a minute, this is worthless. So I went back into the Nether and died. After retrieving my stuff, I went and searched for another Soul Sand Valley for more bone meal. Had a bunch of close calls, but my luck ran out. And reached level 8 farming and got 29k in the players market. Realized that the poison potato buyer only had 5.5k. I soon had the goal of bankrupting him. I made a pig farm and a sheep farm for fun. I started to focus on village trading as I had double chests full of potatoes. I then went to buy a block of coal so that I wouldn't have to spend time mining. Later learned why we built shelter even if it's bad. Then I continued to trade with villagers and had the idea of producing a villager for mending books, so I quickly made a lectern. I went to the end and started to collect elytras and looting NCDs. Eventually, I mass-produced too many potatoes to the point where I was selling a stack of potatoes for an emerald, and finally made a villager that trades lapis. I continued to sell poison potatoes, checked the balance top, and since I have 49,000, I headed to rent 2 shops. Back in the end, I made a mistake and died. I then set up my shop, which would sell flowers like roses, cornflower, and also was selling Howden keys, which are a tier above voting keys. I hit level 14 farming and was sitting at 52,000 and finally bankrupt the player. Found another flower forest and got 56,000. Finished my daily quest and got rewarded another 5,000 and vote key. With the new rank, it inspired me to live up to its name and build houses and take home rent money. Of course, as every landlord should do, is to make every home using cheap materials like dirt. Once I was done, I started making them into homes for my new villagers that would provide diamond gear such as toolsmith, armorsmith, and weaponsmith. After making 23,000 from the shop, I finally hit 129,000 and made it within the top 5 richest on the server. If you enjoyed this video whatsoever, then YouTube recommends you to watch this on a screen and also subscribe.